with the white truck in the background, making it even more overexposed. Alrighty guys, so we're out here at Murphy's MX. Today we're gonna be installing a brand new Pro Circuit full system on the brand new 26-125. And we're doing it here at the track. We're literally at Murphy's MX, and I'm gonna show you guys how easy it is to install an exhaust. Literally the only tools we're gonna be using for this entire video are gonna be this. This is an FMF brand, but any brand works. It's just an exhaust spring puller. That's the only specialty tool we'll need. Otherwise, I have a T-handle with an 8, a 10, and a 12 mil. I don't even know if we're gonna need the 12 mil, but we have it anyway. That's the only tools that we're gonna need. Maybe a little pick to get off some little rings in here and whatnot, but let's get started. Is it going?
Yes! You're all fucking... Okay.
So first, we're gonna remove these two exhaust springs here at the front of the bike. That's why we have the little spring puller. Next, I'm gonna take off this side panel. That'll give us access to our two silencer bolts. I actually barely use T-handles outside of... People are gonna comment, why are you using the T-handle like that? Because I use impact guns, not T-handles. I'm a real man. I'm a real man.
They got soft hands.
Brother. Super, super easy. Two little 8 mils. Yeah. 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 I'm editing that into the video. Just so you know that. Woo, brand new. Not even dirt on the backside of the panels yet. What the hell? Who gave AK Moto enough to buy 2026 YZ125?
No, hell nah, bro.
Two little 8 mils right over here. It's a long boy. Yeah, there. If it falls, it's gone forever. Then this just yanks off. Pause. Woo! Hoo, hoo, hoo. Brand new. If anyone wants to buy this, I'm in debt, son. Oh. Is it obvious I barely use T-handles?
No, not at all.
Sound like an old man.
Not old man.
Pause. Hey! So these are literally all 8mm bolts. That one's going in the dirt. Easiest install ever. You know? And then this one just yanks off. Hey!
Oh, hell no.
We're gonna need to reuse this little rubber piece here on the end of it though. That they don't give you. They don't do it. There we go. Pause. I resisted saying zone.
Zone.
And then this little rubber collar we're just gonna put on our new pipe. Speaking of new pipe, I'm leaving these brand new parts in the dirt. I have a table right there, I'm not even using it. Let's take a look at our new pipe. This is not the new pipe. This is the old pipe. It's lame, it's stock. This is lame. It's like when you pull up to the track and you have this on your bike, everyone thinks that you're not really cool. So let's show what makes you cool. So brand new. In the packaging we have a Pro Circuit Works pipe. I got the raw finish one because that's how I like it. The dad jokes are going hard. Oh yeah. So this one is raw steel. It's hot because it was in the sun. And Pro Circuit was nice enough to give me a cool sticker. That's a pretty nice sticker. Anyhow. So this is our Pro Circuit Works pipe. This is completely raw steel. So anytime you wash the bike or you expose the pipe to water, definitely got to make sure you oil it so it doesn't rust. And other than that though, just like your normal pipe, pretty cool. Woo. That's where the horsepower goes out, and then it goes out sounding even better from that end as well. brand spanking new. Looks good. You can buy these in the platinum versions as well. I'll put a little picture on the screen. Basically those come coated in like a nickel coating, so that way they won't rust, but anybody who rides knows these look a million times better. And then the part that really matters for the sound of the bike is going to be the silencer right here. So I went with the Pro Circuit R304 Shorty silencer. One thing I recommend if you are going to replace the exhaust system on your two-stroke, buy these little grommets ahead of time. These little grommets are a pain in the ass to replace, and these exhaust systems don't come with new ones. I'll put the part number in the description or on the screen to these little rubber grommets so you can buy them before you install your exhaust. But just trying to get these little rubbers out of your old exhaust and into your new exhaust is a pain in the ass, especially trying to get them out. So I highly recommend just buy a new little rubber piece, put it on in so you can leave your stock exhaust with the stock rubber pieces. You don't have to sit there fighting them for 5 minutes. So I did that because I learned my lesson on that bike right there. And that bike actually has this same exact exhaust system. I don't know if they've made any changes from 2018 to 2026. I don't think so. But yeah, let's install this bad boy. So first we're gonna install the pipe onto the bike. We're gonna put on that little rubber grommet before we put it on the bike, and after that, we're gonna just mount it up how the old one was. We're gonna put on those little exhaust springs. They're gonna hook on to the little spaces here on our new pipe, just like the old one. And we're gonna just loosely put all the hardware on. We're not gonna tighten anything until we have all the components fitted and in place. At the end, once we actually do start tightening everything, we're gonna start from the front of the pipe and work our way back. So we're gonna tighten the bolts here at the front of the silencer, midway, and then the silencer bolts will be the last ones that we actually give the final snug down. If you guys want the official torque specs, I'll try and put them on the screen, but just snug is more than enough. All it's doing is holding on your pipe. So let's get right to it. Oh yeah, nice breeze. Wait, DQ. That's what I like about Texas. Oh, we need another thing. One thing that is different from this bike to older 125s, that bike back there, is this bike actually has the O-rings on the exhausts. I might need to get a pick if I can't get them by my fingers, and I can't get them by my fingers. So I'm gonna get a pick. Get the O-rings off of the pipe. On older bikes, the O-rings actually sit on the inside flange. On this bike, it sits here on the outside. So to get these off, you can just use a really thin screwdriver, maybe like a pocket knife, as long as you're careful not to cut it. Or in this case, I just have a 90-degree pick. I'm just gonna simply, we're using these same stock ones. They literally have one ride on them, and they're not deteriorating or anything. So I'm just gonna reuse them. Got one right there. We're just gonna clean them off really well. And then we have a second one to pop on off. So that's gonna go on the outside of the flange. And then we're just gonna mimic this same exact setup on our brand new pipe. I cleaned some of the oil off of those O-rings. You can put some oil or some grease on them. There's still a little bit of oil on them, so I'm not gonna worry about it. And yeah, just like how they were on the original pipe, we're just gonna gently work these on into the grooves of the new pipe. Stock O-rings work great. Don't need to buy any special Pro Circuit or FMF or whatever you're installing. Branded ones, just like that. Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit this pipe with a little bit of contact cleaner real quick. And then I'm also gonna hit the pipe with some contact cleaner before we do the first start on the bike. Because if there are any oils, skin oils, engine oils, any oils on the metal on the pipe, and we go ahead and start up the bike, warm up the pipe, what will happen is those little oils and fingerprints will burn into the finish of the pipe. Of course, those can always be removed with like a Scotch-Brite or some polishing, but just something to avoid when you're installing a brand new pipe. Just hit it with some contact cleaner. I'll show you guys when we do that later. But yeah, here we're just gonna clean it up real quick. Then we'll install this fresh units of an exhaust system onto our bike. All right, so just like how the stock pipe was on there, just gonna slip it on in, same exact position as I put my whole head under the bike. Ow. There we go. So we have it in place roughly. Again, first thing I'm gonna do is install the exhaust springs before we actually go in putting any bolts in. And then here, before we go putting on any bolts or anything, I'm just gonna put that little rubber boot that connects the head pipe to the silencer on real quick. Goes on just like it came off there. so. And then we took 2 bolts off. This is a much shorter silencer, so we're only going to put 1 bolt back on. And just these little metal spacers. I bought a brand new rubber grommet, but I'm just going to be using these stock little metal spacers here. They'll just slide on into place. Something like that. Alrighty, we have all the hardware, mounting hardware for the exhaust system loosely in place. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start snugging everything up, starting from the front of the pipe, so the first mount here, and then just working our way back, ending off at the silencer. Or I don't know what these are called. They're like clamps, but they're not clamps. I don't know, they're just like, they give tension to this rubber boot. Now some people will put silicone on the inside of this little rubber boot. I actually did that on my other 125 over there. I'm not gonna be doing it on this bike. If it seals up good, it seals up good. I'm not gonna worry about it. If I do have things like exhausts, you know, oil drool coming out, then in that case, yeah, I'll add a little bit of silicone if I need to. But I'm gonna just see if this exhaust system even needs it. And then now we're gonna go through, exhaust springs are in, all of our mounting hardware is in. We're just gonna start snugging stuff up. Again, starting here at the front of the pipe. I'm gonna snug these 2 brackets, holding the pipe to the frame first. After that, we'll go ahead and snug the bolts up that actually hold the pipe onto the bike. Now that we've snugged these 2 up, we can finally snug down the silencer bolt as well. Don't need a ton of torque on any of these bolts, just lightly snug is going to be more than enough. And the last one. So all of our exhaust bolts are now snug here. While I have nice open exposure to the full exhaust system, I'm gonna give it one more really good wipe down so we don't have any fingerprint or hand oils burned into the exhaust during our first couple startups and rides on this exhaust. And after that, we'll put on our little side panel. Pretty much every single bolt I've removed to install this exhaust is an 8mm. So if you wanna install an exhaust on your 2026, or I mean probably almost any YZ125, all you're gonna need is an 8mm socket and a exhaust spring puller. So let's clean it up real quick and get a first start. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the reverse of how we took it off. And for that other 8mm bolt that I think I lost, we don't need to put anything there on that bracket. You don't need to put the bolt in there. There's nothing else that holds, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Nothing really to do with it. Alrighty guys, so we got the exhaust system installed here. As you guys can see, looks great. In my opinion, these look a million times better than the stock ones. These are also a lot easier to keep looking nice because the stock ones have that black paint on them that wears away over time when your boots rub it. Something like this you can just hit with a green Scotch-Brite and get all those marks out of the exhaust system, make it look really, really nice over the long run. Again, the only real care tip I can give you guys for a raw stainless steel or stainless exhaust, or I can't even say it's stainless steel, but a raw steel exhaust like this is just after you wash the bike or after you expose it to any moisture, just put a real light film of oil. You could use something like WD-40, normal engine oil, or Maxima MPPL for those who like to, you know, ride their bikes and buy those specific products. Just give it a nice coating of oil after you wash the bike, just to make sure this pipe doesn't rust, because it is steel and it is raw metal, so it will rust if you don't, you know, maintain it. And one thing, just like a little tech tip I want to give you guys is, after getting the bike warm, you'll heat up the exhaust, and then while the pipe is warm but not hot, go ahead and spray it with whatever oil or MPPL, WD-40 you want to use on the pipe. And when you apply the coatings or apply the oils when it's hot, I find that can help them, you know, prevent rust over the long term. Just a little tip for you guys. But yeah, let's start this bike up and see how it sounds. think I'm gonna face it the other way too, just so it's the same as the other.